Hello everybody, welcome back to the layout. First of all, thank you to everybody who liked, commented and subscribed on the previous video. Thank you very much, you've really inspired me to do a bit more to the layout, so thank you very much indeed. Today I thought I'd do a quick overview of the layout, just a 5-minute video, just to show you what I've done and what I intend to work on in the future. The layout was designed and built with a particular model railway exhibition in mind. This was unfortunately cancelled due to coronavirus, so they had an online virtual model railway exhibition on Facebook. I produced a video for that, and that is the video that actually ended up on YouTube. So that was the story of the layout and how it got onto YouTube. But you have inspired me to do a bit more, so that's what I intend to do. And I'll do a quick layout tour for you now. Thank you very much. So this is where the trains enter the layout in the town of Oxford Junction, and I've done a couple of scenes here that I'd like to show you. One thing I think this scene lacks is utility poles. I do need to find a way to actually add some utilities to this scene. The lack of telephone poles and power lines does seem to detract from the realism of the scene. So that is a job for the future. Outside the restaurant we have a lady looking in her purse for some loose change to use the phone booth. Across the street is the gas station. This is a Wolfers mainline kit with just a printed photograph interior. The Red Owl supermarket has a post box outside and some trash cans in the alleyway. I would quite like to add some dumpsters or some bigger trash cans in the alleyway. As it's a business, it would generate a lot more waste than would just go in a couple of trash cans, so I do need to add to that scene slightly. Behind the Red Owl I did model a small parking lot. I could put some dumpsters out here maybe, or I did want to maybe put a delivery truck out here with the back open, maybe making some deliveries, but without wanting to cramp the scene too much, I decided against that. One area that does need improvement is the backyard of the appliance store. This does need a fence and some additional vegetation in the backyard there. That is very much an unfinished area. If anyone has any comments of what I could put in the backyard there, please do leave them down below in the comments. Behind the appliance store I've modelled some abandoned cars. These do need weathering and toning down a little bit to make them look like they haven't moved for a few years. Need to be buried a little bit more in the undergrowth as well, I think. But that is the start of one of the scenes. At the end of my team track I've used an old Affern 40-foot trailer kit topped with some wooden planks to represent a loading ramp. I've just folded down the undercarriage there, and that is pressed into service as a loading ramp at the end of the team track. So if there's any tractor deliveries or anything like that, agricultural equipment to the dealer, he does have the use of this ramp. Beneath the water tower I have parked a utilities truck. This does need to be changed for a slightly earlier example. I do believe this sort of model pickup truck is a little bit too new for the mid-70s that I'm trying to portray, but as a substitute for the moment it does have to stay. Outside the agricultural dealer we have Farmer John here with his new Ford F250 pickup, just picking up some sacks of seed. The Atlas F250 has a lowering tailgate, so I modelled that open with Farmer John here just shutting it after loading in the sacks. The yard for the farm supply dealer does need quite a bit more work. There is some general bits and pieces around the yard, tractor tyres, crates, oil drums, bits and pieces like that. I do need to add to that general clutter, and I would like to try and find some implements and farm machinery to actually be parked in this yard. Also, there is an abandoned Ford F100 under the tree there that does need sort of bedding in a bit to make it look a little bit more abandoned. As we move further up the layout, we have Farmer Bill here, just inspecting his crop of corn, and he has his dog with him. The elevator is another area where I do still need to do a little bit more work. The International tractor parked there, suitably weathered, that is used to move the cars for loading. What I do need to do is add some pipe work to the top of the additional grain bins, because at the moment there is no way of actually getting grain into those bins, so they do need a bit of plumbing in to actually make them look a little bit more realistic. And at the far end of the layout is the final scene. This is a feed mill. Not sure that a feed mill was present at Oxford Junction at the time, but I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that there could be. So for the final scene, I chose another agricultural industry. So that was a very quick tour of the layout. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you for all the comments and support.